Today we're going to talk about the demise and the shutdown of Spirit Airlines. Hello beautiful one and YouTube fam, my name is Kim Jackson and welcome to this latest episode of Cameras That Make Us Friendship and Love. So guys, we're back with another weekly video, and this one's just a little bit timely, because I really like flights and airlines and traveling and all that. Just be talking about the downfall of Spirit Airlines. And honestly, it's kind of sad because Spirit Airlines and other budget airlines like Frontier, even Avelo, Breeze, Allegiant, what's that last one? Sun Country. They be holding it down for me, because with all these other airlines out there, they'll be kind of expensive. I did like Southwest before they changed their policies and stuff because, they had really nice point-to-point flights, out here in the Midwest and in California. But Spirit Airlines really, the shutdown of Spirit Airlines really hurts me, you know what I'm saying? Because they hold it down for people, you know what I'm saying? People that be struggling, people that be really out here. You know what I mean? The first time that I took a budget airline, that was Frontier, was my third year of college. And, I was a part of the engineering student council, and we had a conference, a national engineering conference over in Denver, Colorado, and they do direct flights there. And it was chill, I think we paid for the bags at the time, so I was chilling, no canceled flights, nothing like that. And it was the middle of March and it was snowing, and we were chilling. So yeah, that's basically it. But Spirits especially, they got me, from my city to Florida for $50 round trip, because especially if you buy the ticket at the airport, it was even cheaper, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, you know what I mean? You can't get any good deal like that nowadays, every other airline's prices is high, and especially with this jet fuel, which was honestly the last nail in the coffin for them. It's just so sad, I also took it just in Cali, to go from SoCal to Las Vegas, or from SoCal to the Bay, and things of that nature. And it just hurts. It hurts. I even took it when me and my mom, we went to Kingston, Jamaica to visit the family, and then flying back we took Spirit, And I understand. We always make these jokes about Spirit, Spirit is the sky is the bus of the bus of airlines, the bus of flying, it's got all the people that can't afford big thing, for regular flights, so it's got the craziest people and stuff like that. But honestly, they're the ones that really hold you down, the struggle meal. They were the struggling airline out. You're not gonna get you from point A to point B when you need it to. And if you understand how they made money, because they made money off of all the auxiliary fees, they made money off of all the bags, by the seat selection, by the policies that say that, hey, you won't get your money back really if you cancel your flight, things of that nature, If you understand all the rules and regulations, then you'll be fine, because who's gonna get you to do a last minute ticket, to see a loved one, or to go to a wedding, or some impromptu thing, unfortunately maybe a funeral or a conference or something like that, All these other airlines are gonna charge a lot of money, So it's just very sad, to know that they're gone. And especially this weekend too, because we were all reading all all the articles coming out saying okay, they're going through the second bankruptcy. I'm just oh no. But then that they couldn't get the bailout. This was the first time that I was okay with the bailout of them, or of an airline, or of any company really, because I knew that once they were out of business, things were gonna go sky high, and they probably would have went out of business too. But at least it would have been in the government's hands, so they could divvy it up how they want to. And now it's just gonna go to whoever was the first, whoever was the people to buy it in liquidation, you know what I mean? So is what it is. Some other experiences with budget airlines I would have, would say Frontier too, I was saying before. They hold it down for me, especially with that Go Wild Pass. Oh my gosh, that Go Wild Pass has saved my relationship and it's also just got me to so many other places that I probably would have never been able to go if it wasn't for cheap flights or last minute flights too. And then besides that too, with all these budget airlines I just mentioned before, if you buy the ticket at the counter, you save money because they charge you an online little booking fee, whatever they call it, CIC fee, everybody has their own name for it. But if you buy it at the counter, it's cheaper. You just usually gotta go like right before like check-in closes and try and buy a flight like that. So we got Spirit, we had Frontier, Breeze Airlines. So Breeze is relatively new. It was like started by one of the people that were like doing JetBlue too, and I like their approach because like I like Breeze and Allegiant are like two airlines that are like Southwest that they do point to point. But the cool thing about Breeze is that if you don't want to do point to point and you really want to get across the country, they'll do like a 30-minute stopover somewhere, pick up some more people, and go on the next flight. So and they have a combination where it's like, oh, you do get the fancy stuff, like if you don't want to pay money for it, or you can just get the bare bones and just get a carry on, and you're all good to go. But these other airlines, they don't really fly across the country. It's mostly like for leisure destinations, like Florida or the South, things of that nature. Allegiant, I would say, is pretty good. The customer service seems to be pretty good. Even though I have taken a flight from them, I've taken like 2 flights from them. One time I was not that much delayed. That's when I went from the Midwest to Las Vegas, and then the other flight that I took was just not. It wasn't the best. But it wasn't. It was caused by severe weather. I was trying to get to Montreal, Canada, and I was taking a flight from here to Myrtle Beach, and then from Myrtle Beach to Plattsburgh, New York, and then get a rental car up to go to Montreal. And the weather was just so bad in Myrtle Beach that like they basically canceled all the flights for the rest of the day, and I was just like, damn, this is great. This is great. So yeah, but I do like Allegiant too because they work at a lot of smaller airports, so they just got like a few gates. TSA is pretty swift too. That and Breeze. Well, Breeze is like a mixture too because they do some big airports, some small airports that mix. And then with the Velo, I used to take them in SoCal, so they would go from like Burbank to Las Vegas or Burbank to Arcata, Eureka, California. But they kind of canceled all the West Coast service. I did take it from the Midwest to New Haven, Connecticut, and that was pretty chill too. So it was not that bad. And then Sun Country, I did take Sun Country. Took Sun Country going to Minnesota because they're really based in Minnesota. They're merging right now with Allegiant, so Allegiant just bought them. So that's I don't know. Like usually I would, like I said, I would be against mergers, but in this situation, I think it's two small airlines. The competition is not that crazy. I think it will be all right. So I'm okay with their merging. Plus, it gives like a little bit more people, gives people options than just Minnesota. You know what I mean? Even though that's kind of like what they were based in. And that one's pretty chill. Like they was like $59 to go to Minnesota, and I was like, yeah, why not for the day? Shoot, that'll be cool. So, I think the budget airlines definitely have a place in the States. Like, you have Ryanair in Europe, and like everybody hates Ryanair, but Ryanair knows who they are. They're proud of who they are, and if you know the rules and regulations with Ryanair, you're chilling. You're okay. You know what I mean? Just don't take a bag that's bigger than a handbag, and you'll be okay. So. And the Canada route has been okay too. I don't know if they're profitable or not profitable because you got Porter Airlines, you got Flair. But I've taken both of those too, going to Canada, and like it's really just a handbag. Like the cool thing about the U.S. airlines is that you can take out your backpack, as your personal item. But for all the other carriers I've been to, they have strict no carry on. The personal item is strictly like just a handbag. It is like it's nothing bigger. So kind of unfortunate, but like I said, just gotta know what you're getting into. And they, like I said, they have a place in the market because like if you really need to get somewhere last minute, and you just want to go, I think they serve a big purpose, and I hope that they don't all consolidate a little bit further. I hope that they don't raise the prices, but I can't promise anything. So honestly, rest in power to Spirit Airlines. We'll see y'all in airline heaven.